Hello, hello, hello! Everybody! It is I! Dun 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 dun! Juju! AKA the Rainbow Sheep! Hello everyone, welcome to D&D. Welcome everybody to session number 2. So happy you're here. And I hope you guys are gonna have a good time. If you need a special reminder of who the players are, thank you, Rainbow Sheep Meatbot, for putting all the players in the game. We have our DM, which is Will. We have me, Juju. We have Vesper, aka Bryn. We have Farwin, aka James, and Jasnah, aka Michael.
Like bean water, hot dog water, pickle water too.
So
even though it's briny, cucumber pickle water.
Why do I undeafen to you guys talking about pickle water?
Linda drinks the pickle water.
I do not drink the pickle water.
Hey, pickle water is really good. Pickle water is really good for like dirty martinis.
There you go. See?
Yeah,
I haven't had a dirty martini, so
we'll have to fix that.
Oh, nice, sweet.
Hi, stream.
Everyone say hi, stream.
Also, yeah, hi.
Oh wait, are we on right now?
Yeah,
we're on now.
Oh wait, and we were talking. Sorry about the pickles.
No,
Hi.
she undefined it was pickle water.
Hi.
It's we're gonna have the most on-brand
We weren't
start.
talking about ham water or hot dog water.
Thank you.
Who would
Yeah,
do that?
You came in at the right
Yeah.
time. It was not about or bean water. That was on the table
will.
too.
I just know James. I didn't dare him to drink the hot dog water, but he's like, "Oh, the hot dog water tastes good." Blah. So then he actually sipped it.
Wait, you said if you actually drink hot dog water, do it right now. So I did, because obviously it's true.
Was it like?
You didn't believe me.
Was it the cheese-filled hot dogs or regular hot
Oh
dogs?
no! It's just whenever you crack open a package of hot dog, you gotta take a sip of that delicious hot dog water.
Yeah, growing up in the South, you gotta on a hot day, it's humid.
Hydration.
Just hydrate with some saturated.
You all concern me so much on a daily basis.
How about that D&D?
Yeah, it's hello, welcome back everybody. Session 2, no week off. It's almost like we're a group of adults who made a scheduled date for something. Would you look at that? If everybody's all set and ready, I can give a recap, or one of you can give a recap, whichever you prefer.
You do it, Mr. Man. Let's keep it.
Oh no! I want to.
I vote Linda gives us a recap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, here is my recap. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is this Linda's recap or Juju's recap?
This is definitely a Linda recap.
Got it.
Okay, so here we are, 4 players and 1 DM.
Those are numbers.
We up in the bar. One is really young. Actually, 3 of them are actually too young to drink, but 2 of them end up drinking. One of them has a cider. One asked way too many flipping questions, aka Farwin, to Juju, and Juju's like, "Oh no."
What did I do?
And then Jasnah is the serious one who is probably gonna facepalm the most, and also nobody's gonna know how to say her name. Great. Also, the mouse is sketchy. Basil the mouse is sketchy, but also cute, so it's fine. They made a blanket fort. Some other angry lady came in. She's like, "Don't go outside." So we're like, "Okay, we're gonna go outside, but also make a blanket fort first." So we made the blanket fort. They went outside. There were some scary ghouls outside. The ghouls were like, "Ah!" And we were like, "Ah!" And then we defeated the ghouls. And the angry lady, the angry town lady was like, "You shouldn't have been outside." We're like, "Meh, we were outside, bleh, we saved the town." And she's like, "I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow." And that's the recap.
Then we went back in our blanket fort.
Yes.
And you went, what? Yeah, I mean, that is...
A plus.
All of those things happened. That recap sounds exactly like the shorthand notes you would write in the middle of the session. And I can't fault any bit of that, because I write those exact kind of notes, and if I was asked to give a recap on the spot, I feel like that's exactly what I would do.
That's just how my brain works naturally.
So, with that being said, you all awaken in the morning, maybe not the same time, asynchronously, but early dawn light creeps through the windows, and the town is a bit more abuzz in the morning. There are people out in the streets. There's a lot of chatter going on outside. There are already some denizens in the bar. I think we lost Michael here for a second. Let me get him back in. There we go. There are a couple of people inside the bar who are, just chatting up the barkeep and making sure that everything is okay. And you hear a lot more, groups of people outside on the streets. The day is yours. Let me just confirm that we have Michael back. Michael, can you hear us?
Did I leave?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think you were trying to hit the general chat on the text chat, and you accidentally hit general voice chat. So I turned you back in, but I think we're good.
Yeah, just sometimes I just stare off and I forget where I am. Hey, is everybody awake at this time?
At this point, I would say, yeah, all of you have awakened from your sleep. The blanket fort still there. There are a lot more people in the bar now, and the blanket fort does take up a sizable portion of this bar, as it is not that large. But nonetheless, you are able to crawl out of it, stretched from your morning sleep.
Are we going to get yelled at today? Is that what's on the agenda? I think here's an idea. We should just leave now and go find where the ghouls came from, and then by the time we come back, we've solved everybody's problems and she can't yell at us anymore.
That's a great idea. How do we find out where the ghouls came from? Do any of you know how to do that? I don't know how to do that. But I don't like getting yelled at.
Neither do I.
No, I don't know.
Yes, now you must know how to find ghouls.
Are you a ghoul hunter?
I must admit, I believe last night was my first ghouls I've ever killed. Wait, no, I've only ever killed, ghouls. Ghouls only last night. I do not know how to find ghouls.
You're
If
not
we
a
want to
very
stay...
good ghoul hunter, then.
I'm sorry?
You're not a very good ghoul hunter if those are the first two you've killed.
I mean, aspiring ghoul hunter. No,
Vesper,
but
don't be so hard on her. Everyone has to start somewhere. Isn't that right, Juju?
Well, I was just thinking that Jasnah did such a good job of being brave and fighting those off so well.
that is very, very nice for you to say, Juju. To be honest, I was scared out of my mind, and I just did everything I could do to survive and make sure that all of you did not die. However, I do believe that perhaps we should go meet with our local screaming woman, Elena. Isn't it Helena? Hassin. I will try to call to the bartender.
I've got an idea. Okay. Jasnah and Juju, you two go get yelled at by the screaming woman, and Vesper and I will go hunt for the ghouls.
I actually don't know which is worse. Getting yelled at Or having to fight another monster.
As you are all having this conversation, and Juju finishes saying that last line, opening the door and kind of pushing through people, you will see Helena come in through the door. Just, alright people, I need you to 2 minutes, as you see like 10 people kind of crowding around her, bombarding her with questions. Just 2, and she's gonna pull the door closed and turn around. Travis, just don't let anybody else in right now. I've had a long night, and I think if one more person asks me what I'm going to do about it, I'm gonna scream. And not like the fun way, just, act. So don't, and she's just gonna grab his arm, pull him around the bar, and put him in front of the door. Don't open this door. And she'll give him a thumbs up, and he'll just kind of go, and he's just confusedly gonna pull up a chair and sit in front of the door.
Can we leave before he can't open the door?
No, because I'm here to talk to you. And you 3. All 4 of you. So, let's... Havis, I'm going to take over your kitchen. And also, don't let anybody in there. Alright, let's... And she's just going to start one by one grabbing you guys and putting you in the kitchen. Which, now that you're taken behind the bar...
Can you explain to me how that works? Like, what is she doing? Is she, like, grabbing one of us, walking to the kitchen, leaving us there, going back out of the kitchen, grabbing someone else?
I would think that, like, for the shorter ones of you, she grabbed, like, Juju and Farwin at the same time and bring you 2 in and just... Don't. And she's gonna point a finger at you, grab Jasnah, and put you in there.
Excuse me, hang on. With the grabbing... I'm with young Farwin here as well. If there is going to be grabbing to be done, as she's grabbing the first of our acquaintances, I will put up a finger and say, "Excuse me, we need a moment first. We will meet you in the kitchen."
Now, ma'am, I have not known you very long. In fact, I don't know you at all. You wouldn't even tell me your name last night. But we need to talk. And this isn't something that can wait. It's really time sensitive right now. So, please, and I'll ask you nicely, this time, please just come on here. And she'll point into the kitchen. All 4 of you, same time. You're not in trouble. I'm not going to yell at you.
Can I roll an insight check on, quote, "I'm not going to yell at you"?
Yes, you may.
As I attempt to open my dice.
And if anybody else would like to make an insight check on this, you may.
I just think Juju would start actually walking towards the kitchen.
21.
21. She looks flustered, but not angry currently. And face value, currently you believe she has no intention of actually...
Do I trust her implicitly?
That is up to you, as you
I
only
trust
met
her implicitly.
now. Yeah, she'll be she's gesturing, but if nobody follows her other than Juju, she will just start, like, kind of pushing you towards the kitchen and into it.
Okay.
I will swat her hand if she tries to touch me again. And then I will walk in myself.
And she'll just, you don't need to be so standoffish. I just need... Fine, just... And since you started walking, she'll just walk behind you. Vesper, are you also walking into the kitchen on your own, or are you being dragged into the kitchen?
No, I'm walking in.
As soon as all 4 of you are in, she'll close the door behind her that leads to the main area. Kitchen, It's small. There's a charcoal stove. Seems there's a little rack in there where things can get put on. There is a little stone oven on the other side. A fire with a wood bar hanging over it. One window a little bit higher up just to let fumes out, and racks full of what look like alcohol, spices, and miscellaneous dried meats and vegetables. And she'll just... I was hoping there were chairs in here. I'm not going to go back out for them. So last night, I am still a little upset that none of you listened when I said don't go outside. But you managed to kill a couple ghouls. And that kind of belies weight in and of itself. So, here's the thing. And she will kind of like brush off some stuff off of a, table onto one half of it and sit down on the table. Now, I don't know where the return came from last night, but that ain't a normal occurrence around here. I mean, we're talking about... You lot saw how many ghouls last night?
At least
3.
Was it 3?
At
total?
least one, for sure.
It was 3 ghouls. Alright, so you saw 3. And along the rest of the town, there were about 10 more that I had to take care of. So we're talking 13 ghouls, and I don't even know if we found all of them. There might have been more. Firstly, I'd like to thank you, because you helped do my job last night. You kept some more people safe, and you ended up saving somebody's life. And mind you, he's not in the best of conditions, but that's to be expected when you have a ghoul hand shoved in your throat. Secondly, how would y'all like a job?
Do you want us to be ghoul hunters?
No, that's not particularly what I had in mind. Now there are, obviously, the ghouls, but I'm gonna try and take care of that as much as I can here. I want you to find out where those things came from.
Oh.
And normally, if there's a return, that's the kind of thing that sets off a lot of divine triggers. And the last time I saw one, I was nowhere near here. And that did not go down so pretty. So how there were 13 of them, maybe more, that's setting off red flags in my head. And I don't know about any of you, but I'm just thinking, Pelor, there was not any more bloodshed last night. I mean, obviously we did, rest your soul, lose one person, but versus a horde of ghouls, I think that's a pretty good outcome.
DM, 2 things. As soon as Helena says Paylor, Jasnah rolls her eyes, goes down on one knee, and says, in his light and his name, forgive me, Helena. You have continuously said the term return. What specifically are you speaking of? Is that a plurality of these ghouls?
That just a general term for things that should not be alive after they've been killed. So,
Okay.
let's take a ghost, for example.
A
I don't even know if they're real.
Ooh,
Honestly, never
I
seen
hope not.
one. But let's say some specter floated in the room right now. That's a return. let's say Ghoul walked in right now. Also, really hope that doesn't happen. That's a return.
Can Farwin look around the room for specters floating into it?
You may look around the room for specters floating into it. You
I rolled a unnatural 20.
Alright, so you take a look around the room, and there's a slight breeze that pops in, and you jump for a sec, because ghosts were mentioned. You look around. It's just a small breeze coming in through the open window. Blew a curtain back along it.
That's a relief.
So what if these ghosts and ghouls... if they don't attack people, then maybe we should let them be, because, we don't know if they're all bad. They could just want to exist like everybody else.
You don't know much about Returned, I take it.
You don't know much about it.
You see, I'm from Ioris, right? And Ioris, that's a major city of worship. And we're taught from a very early age that the Returned are real bad news. Like, really, really bad news. And usually, members of the clergy are sent to take care of that stuff. It's very risky, dangerous business.
Just because you were taught they were bad doesn't mean they are.
The only sightings of Returned have been followed by death, destruction, and multiplication, if you catch my drift.
They do math?
I don't like math.
I'm an artist, I don't like math either.
Not the ink and quill kind of multiplication, they kill something and another one comes up.
Vesper, they were rather ordinary from what we saw last night, so I don't think that nothing good can come of these things. But if you're off on your job, for money, we can help.
That was kind of the play, was, goods, services. It's kind of a two-way deal there.
Absolutely. What is your standard retainer in this town?
Well, you're not going to be on retainer. I'm hiring you for a single job.
Single job. Okay, there's a premium that comes with this group and a single job. Juju, you were injured quite a bit last night, no? As Jasnah winks. Just to you, Juju.
Yeah. I was definitely injured. I think other people were injured too. Yeah, I was hurt.
Yep, that is already extra contract injury. So that's a slight fee, 20 gold fee on that. Vesper?
Also, look at my sweater. This was new and now it's ruined.
Terrible. A shame.
Is this how jobs
I'll do
go?
it for free just because I think it sounds fun.
Now,
No.
I will take his cut, so...
see, I don't appreciate trying to get fleeced. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to take money out of my pocket here.
Yes, that's how jobs work.
Yes, in exchange for services.
So I'm going to tell you what you're going to get paid. And if you don't like the fee, then you don't have to take the job. Are we understood?
Yes.
May I roll a
Thank you.
persuasion check to see if I can haggle a little?
It is going to be a very hard check at disadvantage.
Absolutely. What would you like that to be? Persuasion, disadvantage.
Yeah, persuasion at disadvantage. That's all I need. I've got a DC in mind.
Can I roll a persuasion check
You
to say
nailed
that we
it,
don't
Michael.
need to be paid?
That is strange that I just did both like
Double
that.
4.
You just nailed it.
So as you begin haggling, you just go bap 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 bap. I really thought I just said that I will name the price, and if you don't like it, you don't have to take it. This is not my price line. This is the Protectorate's. We don't really hire outside much. And if we do, we hire at a set price for skill level. Now, if you think you're skilled enough to earn some more money, that's a different thing. But considering, and she's going to point to Farwin, the last night when I came upon you, you were just about half dead. I'm not going to take the assumption that you should be grandstanding over me about your abilities.
Well, I wasn't actually doing that. And in fact, furthermore, I believe that this is the sort of thing that we should do out of the goodness of our hearts. So I don't think you need to pay us. And I roll a persuasion check. I got an 11.
Jasnah is definitely not persuaded.
So she'll look at you, Farwin. And she'll, like, crouch down a little bit at you. Because she is a taller woman. So she'll just kind of lean down a little bit.
I'm only 5'4".
Yeah, I realize she's a tall woman.
Got it.
She'll crouch down a little bit. Now, son, I appreciate your sentiment there. And as much as the idea of sending you lot to do a job for free sounds like a steal, I'm not in the business of stealing. You're gonna get paid. It's gonna be a fair amount. At least as fair amount as I can give you. And again, if you don't like that, you don't have to work for me here.
How much?
We'll do it.
Gold goes a long way, and she'll pick up a sack from her side and place it on the table next to her and open it, and you'll see gold pieces, which I will say, none of you have ever carried a gold piece on your person before. You've probably each seen one at least once, except for maybe Farwin, but none of you have ever actually carried a gold piece. Now I got 20 gold in here. And this is the rate that we pay. 5 gold per person. It is in measure that this is an incredibly dangerous job. And that if you finish, you should be able to take care of yourselves afterwards, including any injuries. That's a lot of money.
It
That
is.
could feed a man for a couple months.
I take pay up front.
That's not how this works.
It's literally right there.
Yeah, but if you walk away with 20 gold, never come back, Protectorate's out 20 gold. The town is then out 20 gold because we act as the treasury in smaller towns. And that money that could be used to refurbish infrastructure, to help the needy, or just to pay the people who are working in the town,
How about this?
goes into either a corpse or to a gambling den.
How about we take half as a thank you for last night, and then we'll take the rest when we come back.
It's a good idea.
I would also like you to make a persuasion check at disadvantage here. Yes, at disadvantage.
It's a natural 1, my dude.
She will just close up the bag and put it back on her head. Again, these are the terms that are set by the Protectorate, and things might be different if you were members, but right now, y'all aren't even contractors yet.
Jasnah will kind of feel at the amulet's palor around her neck. It feels a little heavier. Roll her eyes and say, Miss Helena, we will take you up on this offer.
Question for you, Michael. Is your amulet, like, out and about?
It is not. I fiddle with it. Just like I pull like on one of the plates in the breastplate and like fiddle with it underneath.
Okay.
Like a pull, like kind of like going under the main breastplate.
And I will say, as you fiddle with it, it is cold and heavy. And it's a little bit colder and heavier than the last time you felt it. And it became colder and heavier when you were trying to haggle for more money for the job.
Girls got to eat.
Fine. I'm in. But if you don't pay us, I'll burn this town to the ground.
Now, I don't appreciate being threatened. I fully intend to pay you. But if you threaten me again, I will not hesitate to lock you up in jail.
Aye aye, Captain.
Yeah, if you tried to do that, I would definitely stop you too, because this is a nice town. This is the biggest town I've ever seen. So I think it should continue to be a town. I mean, 20 gold doesn't really matter. Like, we're fine. We could just live in the blanket fort.
That's true.
We have to pay to stay inside the blanket. That's how the inn works. Juju, you're on board with this?
Staying in the blanket fort? I mean, that's not so bad.
Jasnah will crack a genuine smile. No, finding the source of this returned.
I mean, it might have some good drawing opportunities for me, and I don't really want to be separated now. And I've never had a job before. That's a different experience for me. So, yeah, I'm on board, even if it's different.
Okay. Seems you've come to a consensus. At least I hope you've come to a consensus. And she's just gonna look at you. Well,
Yeah.
that's it. I just need you to get to work.
Do you have anywhere for us to start? Is there anything you know that you can tell us? Like which direction they came from or something?
They were already in the town when we got the signals, so check the fences around town, check the fields, check for, imprints in the ground. I'm no tracker. I just protect the town from mostly beasts and shit.
And ghouls.
Well, yeah, but that's, rare.
When was the first time that this started happening in the town?
Ghouls in the town? That's a first. Period. Never had it before. This is only my second time ever seeing a ghoul.
Why were you having the townspeople shelter in place? Was it for other aberrant creatures? Other unusual things? Supernatural things?
Well, generally speaking, beasts don't know how to open doors, and if you're in your house and it's locked, it's pretty easy to tell when somebody breaks in.
No, I
So if
understand
it was a
that.
person,
I understand that. I mean, what led the town to be in this place in the first place?
see, I'm not catching the meaning of your question here.
Well, before the ghouls showed up last night, you told us to shelter in place and to listen for a bell. Had something else happened before in a previous night?
I mean, yes, and now I'm thinking it might be connected. A couple of townsfolk went missing over the past couple weeks. We've been trying to keep low panic about it, but about 5 people have gone missing so far. And including last night, that would have made 8 people.
Okay. Farwin, can you help me with something, please?
Yeah.
Would you be so willing to give us the names of the first people that disappeared? And my assistant, Farwin, will write those names down. Perhaps he can give us a lead.
Farwin looks at Jasnah and asks, "What are you paying me?"
I am paying you at cost for lessons in building Blanket Fort.
That sounds fair.
I'll wink at Farwin.
So what do you want me to do?
Write the names down.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Can't write.
Very sorry. Juju, you're an artist. Can you write some names down, please?
Yeah, I can write. Maybe any physical descriptions. I can also do a little doodle too.
Oh, that may be helpful.
Well, the first one was Bastion. Kind of same kind of skin complexion as her, and she'll point to Jasnah. He's from up north. Sturdier built man, kind of bulky in the chest. Didn't have much for legs though. He was not much of a runner. He was more of a lumberjack type. He had kind of dark hair swept to the side. It's always kind of messy, but you know, he was a worker. He never really had to keep it much kempt. Then Clara went missing. She was a shorter woman, mid-20s, I want to say. I'm not too great with everybody's ages. Haven't been here too long. She had, shoulder length, blonde hair, fair skin. There's Farine. He was on the younger side. He was 16. Hadn't fully grown yet. Short crop hair. Not too much to say in the way it looks. Kind of had a pizza face going on. And there's Corbin. Older gentleman. Gray in hair. Kind of a hunch in the back. Left knee kind of shot. Couldn't walk too well. And then, the last one, I don't know if he's going missing because of this or if he's just going missing because that's what he's been doing. Resident. I'm sorry, my pronunciation ain't too great on his name. Restin. Now he's been drifting the past couple months. The man's always had some issues, but they've been more pronounced now, and there have been a couple days here and there where he's just up and been gone. He'll come back, he'll be disheveled, kind of out of sorts. He'll be walking the streets, muttering some nonsense. Sometimes he won't even be wearing his shoes.
I have one question left, but let me open the floor to my acquaintances here. Do any of you have questions for Elena?
No, I think we should question that Reston guy.
Well, that'd be all well and good if you could find him. He's gone missing as of last night.
We should definitely find this guy.
Where's the nearest graveyard?
Graveyard here. And she'll just kind of, all right, well, enough beating around the bush in here. Come on. And she'll start walking towards the door to the kitchen and opening it. And she'll try and open it outwards and it'll drunk into somebody. And she'll just fucking swear to God. And she'll push it open real hard, and you'll hear another thud on the ground as a skinny individual is at the door listening. Andre, didn't I tell you to stay over at the town hall until I was done talking to them? And you will see the same younger boy who was with her last night at the door, and just kind of stand up and brush himself off. Oh, well, I'm. What am I supposed to do right now? I mean, you're not teaching me much because of all this, so I thought I'd just tag along. When I say stay there, it means stay there until I can be with you. Roaming the streets alone and trying to do shit alone, that's what's going to get us in trouble.
Can I insight check this guy?
The child, the 13-year-old?
Yes.
I mean, sure.
If Farrowin can fuck shit up, so can this kid.
I don't know if that's necessarily correct, but I would also like to inside check him.
What are you specifically looking for?
First it's a natural 20 for a 23. Second, I want to see if his reason for being at that door is genuine, or if has an ulterior motive for being there.
Well, I don't know why you're doubting a 13-year-old child, but his reason for being at the door is because he was told to stay at the town hall instead of accompanying the person who has been mentoring him. He got antsy and wanted in on the action. He's a 13-year-old.
Have you met middle schoolers? They're terrifying.
Right?
I have the same reaction to middle schoolers that I do in middle school as I do now.
Ugh.
They're gross, and I hate them.
Hey,
Is Farwin a middle schooler?
he didn't go to school.
There's even better. No school, no crazy.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, Helena's leading us to the graveyard.
No, she is just leading you out into the street.
Oh, okay.
And like, it just... Alright, Havis, you can... I gotta wade through this now, just... tell people not to ask for me for 2 hours, okay? Just 2 hours. I need to show these folks where we're going, or where they're going, I should say, and I need a catnap.
Bye, Havis.
And he'll just kind of wave and move himself out of the way.
Wait,
I'm very
Havis,
confused.
Havis, and I'll give him whatever silver he needs. Bread and butter, to go for all of us, please. No one has had breakfast yet. I'm disappointed in all of you.
I'm just...
On that tough...
And he's just kind of taken aback. Yeah. And he'll quick reach under the counter, and there's some bread, and he'll just huck a loaf at each of you.
On the tough exterior of Jasnah, inside you are squishy, and I'll give her a hug.
No. I just need you to have your nutrients, and I need to alert and awake. And you're still hugging.
Farwin
Okay.
will also join in on the hug.
No.
And Basil, who's on my shoulder, also just gives you a little mouse hug.
No. Devil mouse. No devil mouse. Basil, down. Basil, no.
Juju, join us.
Oh, I was just finishing my sketches of all the people that we need to keep a track of. And as I close the sketchbook, I want a little hand to reach out and wave at Farwin, and then I join in at the hug.
Yeah, a little hand. What you'll just see an inky
Who's
little
that?
hand pop out, fingers waving, and then just thump.
Juju, is your sketchbook haunted?
Oh! No. I just have a little friend that lives in it, actually.
You have a friend? I thought you said you didn't have friends, and now you're telling us there's another friend?
Well, friend, I mean, it's kind of like a cross between an imaginary friend and a real friend, because I made them.
That's really cool. What's their name?
Scribbles. And then actually I want Scribbles to actually like appear out of the book, like forcing the
Okay.
book open.
Yeah. As you say Scribble's name, the book will kind of dunk on the sides and pop open. And standing up on top of the book is a kind of blobby, very pastel color version of, if I'm correct, it is just a tiny little U. Am I right?
Yes, it tends to look like Juju.
That's really cool.
And it's only about like a foot tall.
Yes.
And it just stands there, and it just kind of like stands triumphantly.
Basil and I both wave.
Vesper, you can let me go now, please.
Oh, sorry. Right, sorry.
Farn will also like.
Scribbles is gonna hop down onto the ground and just go up to Jasnah and stare up and just say, "What? Hugs?"
Oh, no. Already. Devil mouse. Devil book.
Don't be mean, Scribbles.
Oh my gosh. Why don't you like hugs? Good question. First of all, also, what is happening?
Is that a ghost?
No, it's a doodle that came to life.
Oh.
Scribbles is
Okay.
gonna go, "Woo."
Woo! Farn like jumps back a little.
and Scribbles is gonna like dance in a circle laughing.
So I think I'd like to go find where the bloodthirsty killing things from last night came from. I would literally love to do that more than this right now. Okay, I'm going to start walking.
Yes, that
Yeah,
sounds like a great idea.
And
Let's
as
go.
you've all been group hugging, Helena has already opened the door and is just kind of like shoving people out of the way, and eventually realizes you're not with her, and just like, "Y'all coming?"
We were hugging.
Yeah.
That's not even gonna ask. That's what I get myself into.
I'm gonna try to put Scribbles back in the book.
As you try and clamp the book back down on Scribbles is just gonna kind of just jump on top of it. No! What?
Okay, I guess you could stay out a little longer.
You can hang out with Basil.
Don't be mean, Scribbles, I swear. I swear. And I don't do that often.
Scribbles will just look up at you. This awful little grin and just say, "Shit!" And just begin trotting out of the bar.
Scribbles!
Jasnah will walk alongside Juju and say, "The moment you begin cuddling them, they understand that they can continue to cross more lines."
Are you saying that I should ignore it?
But no, that is literally the opposite of what I just said.
Oh.
Wait, sorry, you're all acquaintances. Never mind. Just don't let it get us in trouble, okay? Please.
Okay.
Thank you,
Why
Juju.
is your book evil? Why is your art evil? I thought you made good art.
I'm not evil. Do you think I'm evil?
No, I think your art's.
But the art is something that I made, so then wouldn't that make me evil? Oh no, I'm evil!
What's wrong with being evil? People are people.
I heard it's bad though.
Again, with people raising people to think things are bad, just let people live or don't.
I don't want to be bad.
You're not. Probably, maybe. I've known you for a day, I don't know.
As you're all walking out and having this conversation, Helena's just gonna say, "Okay, well, if you're done with your existential crises, plural, as all of you had one, and she's going to point across the river, and there is that larger building with the big stone fence. On the west side of town, there is a smaller building with a stone fence. Now, we don't have a proper grave site, but closest thing to one is the mound. And the mound is really just kind of a makeshift graveyard. Never had the time to really make a proper one for our dead. People haven't really died that frequently, so making a whole area nice and special for them didn't seem like a good use of money, and it's not what they want. Over there, though, it's... And hold up, I have to pull up another part of my notes here. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I want this open. There we go. So as she points over, now that's the Sanatorium over there. Now Simon runs the place, and he's generally a good meaning fellow. He's a bit pert and a bit crass sometimes, but if you go knock on his door, he might be able to give you some help with the whole graveyard business. He knows the mound better than anybody else.
I appreciate the insight, Helena. For that final question I had. These people, Bastion, Clara, Farin, and Corbin, and Restin, do they all generally live in the same part of town? Or different parts of town, all throughout?
A bit here and there, and she'll start pointing. Just south of the river from us, and let me mark a house. That house right there, that has bastions. She'll point towards the bridge. House right next to the bridge was Farine. She'll point across the road and towards the market. House closest to the path into town was Clara's. She'll point down to the other bridge. Just opposite the east bridge was Corbin, and she'll point at a similar area right past that house there on the corner, kind of bigger there. Couple of families share that one, but that's where Reston's been staying.
Okay, so without the reasons or these people go missing.
What
Okay.
do you mean without the reason? They're all on the outside of town.
Would we have gotten that impression that they're all on the outskirts of town?
That's where their houses are.
I will say that 3 of the houses do exist on the outskirts of town. 2 of them are more central.
Okay.
But one of the central ones is Reston, and he's the one I think is behind it all. We could just kill him and find out.
Wait,
I
kill him?
I don't know if we should do.
No, I don't want... Like I said, Reston is a troubled man, but I do not believe he is controlling a horde of return. I don't think anybody can control a horde of a return, if I'm being honest here. So, what I will say is, if you find any of them, bring them back. I don't want them dead. They went missing. And Reston, he's counted among those numbers for right now. I don't appreciate that finger pointing, ma'am.
We will do our best. I appreciate your insight and your time, Helena. Perhaps we should go to this sanatorium to perhaps learn a bit more about the mound Natural start. What do you all think?
Can scribbles, like, adventure out? Like, I can tell Basil to go look at things and then come back, and they'll tell me what they saw. Can scribbles do that too?
Scribbles is only really good at taking the shape of other things. Usually other things that I've drawn. And they can talk. That's about it.
I can have Basil go check out, like, the outskirts of town and look for any broken fences or anything weird like that.
So you're just gonna send Basil out to look at fences and see if anything's broken?
Yeah, or anything weird.
Okay. You send Basil out, and you will hear back about that later.
And with that, I pull out my quarterstaff. To the mound!
Yeah, let's go.
If nobody has objections, you make your way across town. And as you move outside of the normal bounds of where the houses are, the grass gets a little bit more rough-hewn, and the pathway a little bit less properly cobbled. The gravel comes up to the smaller house, and it is not a horrible-looking house. It is strangely boarded up in certain places, though. The windows are either completely boarded over, or you can see iron in them in certain places. And the windows on the first floor do not share this quality, but you see they are fully drawn with curtain. And the front door, while most that you've seen in town are simply wood, this one has iron crossbars across it.
Okay, and this house is the sanatorium next to the mound.
This is the Sanatorium. So that building just down there. And it is from you there. And yes, it is close to the mound from what you've been told.
Can I take a second and see if there's any other living beings within 60 feet of us, except for us?
Where are you doing this specifically?
Like at the door.
I will say, please make a perception check for me.
$17.
Okay, with a 17,
Nope. 16.
same bit. 16, you are able to... You take a second, and you feel near you. You can feel your party around you. And you can very faintly, through the stone walls, feel 1 or 2 heartbeats.
We're not alone here. There's at least 1, maybe 2 people inside.
Yes,
nearby.
that's probably the individual that runs the sanatorium.
Sure. Just be careful, you know? Or don't. I'm not your mother.
No, you.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't make sense if you were, because I'm not blue.
That's... You're not?
No.
Well... Yeah, I've only really seen you at night, mostly, I guess.
But I'm right here.
You are indeed. And you are not blue, probably.
Wait, Vesper. What do you mean probably? Hang on, Vesper. What
He's
color
not
is
blue!
Okay, what color is Juju?
Jasnah.
Hold on. What? No. What color are you, Juju? You're.
Well, I'm a lot of colors.
She's a lot of colors.
Vesper, are you colorblind?
No, she's so many colors, and she's got the yellow horns and the cool tattoos and the hoofs.
Hooves is not a color though.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
so cool. I've never met anyone with hoofs before. But you guys are like the 10th people I've met, so.
The 10th?
Yeah.
That is very specific.
Well, because I met Ma and Pa and Louie and Daisy and Amber and Gus, and that's 6. So I guess well, then there's the innkeeper, who's 7.
Mhm.
You guys are 8, 9, 10. I think.
But what about Helena? She
She was
is
11.
fine. Okay.
But hey, Farwan, did you see? She didn't yell at us.
What?
She did not yell at us.
Yeah, that was all right. You yelled at her though.
Yes, I did.
She
I
did
didn't
yell
expect
at. She did kind of yell at me. I don't think she likes me very much.
I mean, well, you did go.
Sorry, what?
I know this is.
You see, Farwin, the thing is, you have to watch out with these small towns. They want to take your services without pay usually, so you need to safeguard and ensure that you are the holder of your own resources, and never let anyone take that away from you. And know
Yeah,
the
why would
value
I
of
need
your
to be
time and
paid?
worth.
No, Jasnah has a very good point. You need to look out for yourself. You should get paid or at least get something from this experience because you need to take care
Yeah,
of yourself.
I'm gonna get a lot from this experience. I'm gonna learn a
Okay.
lot and get strong. Why would I need to get
Okay.
paid though?
Oh,
you-
because you need to eat. You need to sleep. Places where
Yeah.
it is not dangerous.
Barwin points at like nature. And he's like, but there's food there and I can eat there.
But
Anywhere really.
you can eat better food if you pay for it.
That's fine.
This is
Farwin?
true.
How long have you been, like, out in the world?
About a week.
A week?
Yeah.
And I thought I was bad.
How long have you been out in the world?
Let's see, how long does college last? Like 4 years?
Yeah, but
So yeah, 4.
You went to college?
Yeah, I went to art school.
Did you have to learn math?
No, thankfully not.
Can you count past 11? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can count past 11.
Whoa. That's cool. Juju, you're so talented.
Oh, thank you.
I hope we're having this like whole blown ass conversation really
You are.
loudly, like at the doorstep of this person. It's just like hearing
you
all
absolutely
this.
are having this conversation in front of the door. Nobody's
yeah.
coming out of the door though.
Have they moved?
The ones that you felt, no.
Maybe we should knock.
I was going to say we should maybe knock, or we could just go in. Is this a public space?
I don't know.
Okay, as you knock, dun dun dun. There is a moment of pause, and you kind of just wait. And you hear some shuffling inside. And a moment later, you'll hear chunk, 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 grrrk. And the door will swing open about a foot, and there's a heavy iron chain that holds it at that distance. Behind it, you will see a man, very short hair, very, very pale, like he does not see the sun a lot. He has thicker shoulders and a wider frame. He's about 5'8", not that tall, but strong looking. And he'll just look out. What can I do for you?
Do you know anything about ghouls?
He's just gonna kind of stare at you a second.
Also, I'm a total of 4'10".
You're short.
Dang.
And he's just gonna stay there for a moment. Are you all here to check her in?
Oh, can you take her? Please, absolutely.
Is this an inn too?
Are you talking about me?
No, darling.
This...
Darling.
You clearly don't know what you're talking about or where you are. If you're not here to check a patient in, I'd ask that you leave.
Actually, Helena sent us. She mentioned that we might be able to speak with the proprietor of this sanatorium concerning the mount.
Fine, come in. And he'll thump. The door will close, and you'll hear one more loud whoop, and you'll hear the sound of a chain rattling a little bit. And he'll open the door wider now. And you'll see him in full. He's wearing a bit of nicer clothing, if not a bit disheveled in its wear and tear, and a few stains covering the outer edges of it. Please. And he'll motion behind him to a set of chairs.
Can you please leave the door open behind us? I'm expecting my mouse to come back.
No, I can't do that.
I will walk in and not sit, but I'll leave chairs for Farwin and Juju.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Is everybody entering?
Yeah.
For a moment, I look torn. After he says he can't leave the door open, but I do go in.
Okay. He will thunk, close the door, and he will only bring up that heavy chain. And you will all see on the other side of this door, there are no less than 10 locks of different forms. And he'll turn around. Once he's done putting the chain back on, he'll turn around. I'm sorry for all the... And he'll motion up there. Security measures. It's necessary in the line of work. He will walk back over and he'll sit down in one of the chairs facing the lot of you. And what did Helena want you to talk about? Or rather, what did she want me to talk about?
Yes, now you're the best with words, probably.
So, did you hear about what happened in the town yesterday with the ghouls?
I really thought you'd made up the ghoul thing, but she was actually insane. So no, I don't get out of line.
Right. So, we're investigating the ghouls, and we're looking after a couple of leads, and why are we here again?
For the mound.
What's the mound? What's the mound?
The mound is the informal burial site for the town.
Right. So, obviously, since we're looking for ghouls, it's where we... It was one of the first things we thought of, because they're, they were dead, but then they came back. Is the mound still a mound?
The mound is still a mound, yeah. It's on my campus here.
Can we look at it?
I mean, you can knock yourself out when you're done in here. And he'll point to the west. Outside the fence, just on the west side, you'll see a mound of dirt. That's the mound.
Anything strange recently? Out of the ordinary? Strange smells? Strange sightings?
I mean, if you're talking strange and out of the usual, that's every day for me. Smells, not so much. You do realize where you are, right?
Not really, but I don't like it. So, anyway, is there anything else you can tell us about potentially these ghouls? I mean, you said you didn't get out much, but we just don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Kid, I'll be straight with you. I have not left this house in 4 days.
Can I insight check that?
Neither do I. Yes, you can.
20.
20. He's telling the truth.
Ooh.
He has,
Okay.
and you'll see that, like, mind you, he's pale, but like, he looks ever so slightly anemic, as if he's kind of been running off of low food and not very much sleep. I'm a very busy person, and I do not have the time to be worrying about what's going on out there. Ghouls sound bad, but if anything's going on, you're barking up the wrong tree for information.
Okay. One more question. And Farron first whispers to Jasnah, Sanitarium is for people who aren't doing well, right?
I will very as quietly as possible be like, nod my head.
So, I mean, mister, this is a pretty small town. Why is there a sanitarium here?
There's a sanitarium because there's a need for a sanitarium.
Just for this town?
Do you see any other towns in the nearest vicinity?
No, I guess I just thought the town was small enough that it wouldn't need one. That's really sad.
When people go off the deep end and start putting harm on themselves or other people,
Yeah,
you don't want them out in the street.
no.
After Farwin says that, I got a few ideas. Can I try to sense other living people again now that we're in the building?
You may make a perception check again.
Natural 18 for 21.
21. Outside of your group, and Simon, you feel 5 heartbeats upstairs.
Are visitors allowed to these people?
Occasionally, as they are more lucid and stable.
Is there anybody we could talk to?
Currently, no. Other than me. I do have another attendant who works with me here and there, but right now he's out running errands.
No, I mean patients.
They've all gotten their dose for the day, so they're all kind of sedated.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy and see if he's just not wanting, like, if he's just curmudgeon-y and not wanting to deal with us, or if he's trying to, like, shoo us away because maybe he's hiding something? Thank you.
Big 21. He does just seem kind of curmudgeon-y. And something in your mind, like back of your head, Helena did say that he was hurt and crass. So you take it this might be how he is normally.
Taking that hint, I'll say, well, I appreciate your time. I suppose we will go and investigate this mound, and if that offer still stands, we can drop her off later.
If she needs checking in, she'll get checked in.
Listen, I just want to talk to my mouse, okay?
And you don't want to check her in right now?
No, the mouse seems nice.
He's just gonna kind of give you all an off stare.
Well, just be extra careful, okay? Because there were ghouls running around, and you are kind of isolated out here.
Inside the town hall, this is the hardest building to get into in town. I don't think anything's getting in here.
Hey, team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I talk to you outside a bit? Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome. And he'll stand up, and he'll ka-chunk the big chain out of the way and open the door for you.
As we're walking out, I'll nudge Farwan a little bit and just say, "You're a nice boy. Try and stay
Yeah.
that way."
Okay, I'll try.
Vesper, what are your thoughts?
I've been to a lot of towns. When we were in there, there were at least 5 patients. For a town this size, that doesn't make sense.
How many people did Helena say live in the town?
She said maybe a couple hundred at most. And looking at the size of the town, an estimate that you guys could gather is about 160.
I mean, Vesper, a small town out in the boonies like this, with not much to do, it actually makes perfect sense. I'm surprised there are not more people here.
That's only within 60 feet of us, that there were 5 people. That doesn't make sense. Why would they have a whole building for a town of 200?
I mean, they have a building
Yeah.
for the tavern, they have a building for the mayor, ostensibly.
Have you been to a lot of towns with Sanitarium?
No, that's the thing. Most
You also just haven't been to very many towns.
places, I feel like, don't have that. I don't know, it seems like a lot.
There was one thing that bothered me about it, was that while there may not be people getting into the sanitarium, but what if people are getting out?
Those locks were meant to keep people out, not to keep people in. You're right, Juju.
Let's go look at the mount.
Yeah, I agree with Farwin. I like this idea. I like this idea. Let's keep this energy. Let's keep the suspicion, because that will keep us alive. As I look really intensely at all of them. But yeah, let's go look at the mount.
Okay. You guys circle around to the west side of the building, And as described, just past the stone fence is a larger mound of dirt. It goes up about 15 feet tall off the ground, and there are medium to small size rocks sitting on it in various places.
Hey, Juju. What's the biggest mound you've ever seen?
The biggest mound? You mean for dead people or just in general?
There are other mounds? Okay, in general, I'll bite.
Well, I've seen some big hills and mountains and stuff. But in terms of mounds, I don't know if I've actually ever seen one. With people's bodies inside.
Oh, gross. I mean, when you say it that way, it sounds super gross. Okay.
There is one more thing that bothered me. Last night, the ghouls had heartbeats. I could hear them. I could feel their heartbeats.
You can hear heartbeat?
Yes.
Is my heart beating?
Yes.
Is Juju's heart beating?
No, they didn't have heartbeats. That
Her
was
heart
the
isn't
living
beating?
guy.
Wait, my heart's not beating! I start reaching for my neck.
No, yours is. You're fine. It was the
Which one?
living guy.
Which one?
So if somebody is alive, shouldn't they have a heartbeat? So are the ghouls alive or dead?
Well, they're returned, so I don't think they're kind of in the middle.
Why not
I don't
both?
know.
So for sure, the people in the sanatorium were not ghouls. But there also might have been ghouls.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can't sense the ghoul heartbeats, there could be 40 ghouls and you wouldn't know.
And then Vesper just kind of starts mumbling to herself.
DM, if we were to start respectfully looking about the mound, trying to find clues, what would we need to roll to investigate it?
I would ask for either investigation or survival checks.
Thank you. And I guess so, I'm not being super vague. I'm just looking for anything that looks like at a place, like, yeah.
Okay.
May I join and with my stick look for holes in the ground?
Okay, you may as well. With a survival check of 10, you begin looking at the soil and checking for disturbances, for anything weird. To your eye, Jasnah, there's nothing implicitly off about the mound. Juju with 14, you're looking around. You notice a couple of rocks, some of them carved, some of them not carved. You notice some names and some ages, but past that, there is really nothing. The soil seems well packed. Vesper with an investigation check of 25.
Ooh.
You said you were looking for holes. You said.
Yeah, with my quarterstaff / like walking stick, I'm just scanning the ground looking for holes.
Okay. As you kind of brush it over, you're feeling the mound, and as you make your first pass, you don't quite catch something, so you do another. On your way back, about halfway down the mound, you do not find any holes, but you do find near one of the great stones a patch of soil that is not quite as well packed as the others.
You guys over here.
Farman runs over. How big is this patch of soil?
If Vesper were to point it out, it's about 2 feet wide.
can Farwin do like a quick perception check to see if maybe there's anything else that's
Yeah, absolutely.
there is noticeable? Okay. 8.
With an 8, even with Vesper pointing for a second, it takes you a second to find that part of the soil, and you're like,
Mhm.
right here. And you take a look around, you see the rock in the soil.
Yeah, there's a rock, and then the soil. Wow, Vesper.
Right, but okay, the soil here is different than the soil everywhere else, though. It's been disturbed. Maybe Juju. Do you know about the ground?
I mean, she must, right? She went to college.
What do you mean specifically about the ground? Like, do I know nature?
Yeah, or like I don't know. Come look at this, Jasnah. Come look.
Juju, what do you think? It looks disturbed.
It does look like it has been wishy-washied a little bit, but also there could be a potential that whatever's underneath could be fresh and maybe not a spooky ghoul that came out of it.
Can I try to sense under the soil if there's a fresh body?
That's pushing it a bit. The soil
Sure.
is kind of inhibiting
Okay.
your ability. You can't see through the ground.
Fair. I'm gonna try though and fail, but I'll try.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if you're doing an investigation, you'd have to like dig into the ground. You couldn't just like feel it in the ground. You'd have to physically dig in the ground.
Yeah, alright, I'll start digging.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. We could ask if they've buried anybody recently.
We could do that, you're right.
We could do that as I start just digging in that spot.
Why do I keep
Oh no,
digging?
you're gonna disrupt it. What if there is somebody new down there?
Then we cover them back up.
Or kill it if it, gets angry.
Good point. Well, no, it might be a friend. They might just be a dead person that wants to keep living.
No, that's bad, that's bad.
That's not bad.
No, it's super bad.
That's not.
I really don't know if I like this.
As we're both just furiously digging.
Yeah, so what would you need for that if we're both digging to try and investigate
I don't
what
need-
this is about?
I don't need anything if you're both digging, as it's not a difficult task to move dirt. You both begin shifting the dirt and digging it out. Your hands get a little grimy under your fingernails, and as you pull out, you get about a foot deep, and there's nothing yet. You get about a half a foot further, and let me just roll. Let's see. Vesper, as you grab a handful of dirt and begin scooping, your hand hits something that is not dirt.
There's something here that is not dirt. I do not know what it is, though.
Almost like a lightsaber immediately. The sword just comes out.
Okay. Sword out now. You keep digging a little bit, and what you find is a human skull. Plain and simple. It's decomposed and skeletal. It's a little gross. There are some worms coming out of the eye socket at this point.
Oh, okay. No, that's supposed to be there.
It's
Oh
not.
no.
This doesn't make sense.
No, this is literally where the dead people live, and this is very dead.
Yes, It is very dead. That's what doesn't make sense. I have done a lot of reading on the dead, right? If you are newly buried, you look just like you did when you were alive. This person, super dead. This ground is fresh.
Oh shit, I don't know anything about dead people then. Farwin, do you know anything about dead people?
No.
Hey, Juju, do you know anything about dead people?
Yeah, I've done a couple studies when I was in school of skulls and stuff like that, but mostly animals.
Is there... I mean, would we need to, like, investigate further possibly these remains to see if there's anything weird about, like, why this particular patch of dirt was disturbed?
I will say it's not worth rolling about the dirt to save you some time. The patch of dirt, it was disturbed and you found a skull. If you'd like to investigate the body in any way, we could move into that. But I would say there's not much more you can glean about the dirt itself.
Okay, no worries. Sorry. I guess I was using that synonymously with the grave. And yeah, if we can investigate the body.
Yeah, so would you like to dig it out further, or would you like to investigate the skull as is right now?
Jasnah is gonna look up the sky and say, "Hey, I'm trying to do good stuff, okay? So, sorry." And Jasnah will go ahead and, like, just try to investigate the skull.
Who are you talking to?
I'll ignore Farwin.
As
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
you continue. You continue.
No, I was just saying, what role would you need from me?
Investigation. 4.
Jesus Christ.
You start brushing off the skull and pulling it out, and it's not. To you, it just looks like I mean, this is the first time you're really seeing a skull, so you don't really know what to look for. It's bone, and it's dirty. There's no, and you're trying to find anything to glean from it, and you're just drawing a blank.
Well, I've got nothing. Someone else want to take a crack at this?
Farwin, what do you think?
I think it's spooky, but I don't know. I think we should talk to Simon.
We should ask Scribbles.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm willing to look at the skull, and I guess Scribbles can also look at the skull. Are we just trying to figure out, like, a time of death? Because clearly it's been dead a long time. And somebody really wanted to get into this grave for some reason.
No, that's what I'm saying though. It's been dead for so long. Why is the ground disturbed here?
It's true. Just if you want to look and see if anything strange abounds about the skull, or, you know, if you want to take a shot at it, Juju.
Well, I really hate to say this because I didn't like it the first time, but maybe we really should see if there's anything more than just the skull and the mound.
Okay. I'll start digging again.
Okay, you continue
Okay.
digging. And a little bit more effort, and you are able to pull out and find more skeletal remains of a humanoid creature. They are not in the what you would think is proper order. They're buried kind of hazardly. First you pull out a foot, or part of a foot. You pull out what looks like the pelvis, a leg bone, the collarbone. The rib cage comes up in 3 separate pieces, and the spine is the last thing you're able to pull out if you pull out the entirety of the skeleton.
This doesn't make any sense.
TM, would Jasnah be able to maybe roll a religion check to see if this is purposely profane, like this particular order, since it's so jumbled?
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Also, if anyone happens to have a bit more know-how in those sorts of things, I wouldn't mind them, a boost.
In like the religion stuff, I'll help you for sure.
Would you like for that, DM?
Yeah, I absolutely would.
Thank you.
Okay, 14. Looking at it, you are familiar with Telor and the ceremonious burial rites. And there's nothing obviously profane or heretical about the burial order. What I would say in looking at it, it looks haphazard and rushed. I would give you those 2 things.
Well, it looks haphazard and rushed. And perhaps we can ask Simon if he knows who this was, or if this is even supposed to be here. But that's all I can really get from this. To Farwin or Juju, do you have any more ideas about this mount? Or do you think we should go speak to Simon?
Could I do like an Arcana check to see if there's any magical stuff or any lingering essence or anything like that?
I would say even without a roll, you would feel that there is a mundane nature to the bones themselves. There is no magical essence tangled into them.
Mundane bones.
They are mundane bones. They have
Normal
no
bone.
magical properties.
Times
You will
one.
not get cursed by touching them.
Did the ghouls have any? Were they also mundane?
Now this make an Arcana check for me.
5.
You didn't really get a good opportunity to reach out towards their essence when you were fighting them. And in the rush after everything happened, you never took a good moment to investigate that properly. So, to your memory, you don't know whether or not there was a magical essence tied to the ghouls.
Okay. I think we should talk to Simon. Or Helena.
Or that weird guy that's been missing.
Yeah, if we could find him.
Okay, but first I think we should put our new friend here back. Perhaps in better order.
Yeah, for sure. Also, it might be best not to mention that we've seen the skeleton if we talk to Simon, or anyone really. Just so maybe we can know why they were buried so soon. Or something.
Juju. I'm impressed. Yeah. We haven't seen a skeleton.
I've seen nothing.
We start putting the skeleton back. I drop my sword in there. I start burying everything.
Okay. You guys are able to rebury the skeleton. I would like one perception check from who is helping bury the skeleton.
Not me.
I am.
Okay, I would like one more perception check from you.
Okay.
Okay, 12. As you're putting it back in what you believe is a correct order, this wasn't very hard to see as you're giving it a second glance over. As you're putting the ribcage and spine back in, there is a noticeable shattering in the spine around the neck area.
Oh, okay. Juju, you said that you looked at animal bones. Does this look normal? And I'll show Juju the shattered, like, bone. You said it's the top base of the spine and where the head meet?
Yeah, it's right around that area.
No, that's definitely not common. Wow, they must have really took a really bad blow to the head.
Doesn't look good.
I would say what you can gather, Juju, from looking at it is that something strong would have absolutely had to hit it there in some kind of way.
We'll definitely have to figure out who was buried here and how they might have died.
With that, you are able to finish packing the skeleton back in and packing the dirt back on. Are you trying to just pack it on, or are you trying to leave it so that nobody knows you dug it up?
What do you think, gang? Should we make it later less obvious that we were here?
I think we should bury it respectfully. That's all I care about.
Okay, we can do that. So we will try to bury it respectfully, and then I will cast around a water skin and try to get like our nails and like hands clean looking, so it doesn't look.
Yeah. You're able to get the bulk of dirt off your hands. It's hard to get under your fingernails right now, but for the most part, your hands are dirt free.
I press to digitate the dirt off my hands.
Okay.
I could do that too.
With that, then, I'm actually going to have to take a quick break, as it is just about 10 o'clock here. Take 5:10, meet up 10 o'clock on the mark.
Thanks.
All right, so pulling us back in here, narrative wheel. You just finished reburying the body. You are standing on the mound. It is still about midday. Party, what are you doing?
Okay, so do we go back and question Simon about this, or should we follow maybe one of these other leads that we have? Perhaps ask questions of anyone that might be at the house of some of these people that went missing.
Basil should be back soon. So maybe they'll have more information, but until then, maybe Simon?
Fairwin?
Yeah, I think we should talk to Simon.
Okay, well, until the Devil Mouse comes back, let's go ask questions of Simon.
Okay. You all make your way back around, and you knock on the door one more time, and he will. You'll hear a heavy sigh this time at the other side of the door. It is ka-chunk, chunk, chunk, dun, 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 dun. Thump. And he'll open the door a foot again. You're back already. What can I do for you?
Yeah, hi. We had some questions about the mound. We noticed that there was some disturbed earth. Was someone buried there recently that you know of?
Last burial was a year ago, so no.
Huh. Who usually does the burying?
It's a great question that I hadn't thought of all the way through. Depends on if anybody is sick or out, but the town's electorate is there. I'm usually there. My assistant, Helena, the family.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else? Well, I suppose I should insight check him. So I'll do that.
Please do.
20 unnatural.
There will be a... When he's speaking, he normally speaks in a very gravelly, even tone. There's not really a lot of inflection going on there. There was a bit... When he mentioned his assistant, there was a bit of a falter there.
Hmm.
His tone was uneven.
What does your Simon? What does your assistant usually do? What do they help you with? Just sort of maintaining the sanitarium?
Aside just general goings on here. He runs errands for me. He's the one who does all of the digging. And when there are individuals who I can't physically contain, he does that.
What did you say his name was?
Jacques.
Jacques?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Vesper. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Earlier you said he wasn't available. Where is he right now?
Like I said, he's out running errands. And because I don't want to make a bunch of fantasy dates, it's Thursday. This is when Jacques runs errands.
Indeed. What is Jacques' domicile? Perhaps we can go visit Jacques and ask him some questions.
That's personal information. He's an employee. If you wait, he'll be back within probably an hour or two.
How long have you worked with Jacques?
He's been with me since I started the Sanatorium.
Wow, what's he like?
He's a man of few words. He drinks, and he has... I'm going to say very, very, very strong arms.
Can I insight check the flip out of that?
Yes, you may.
No, I can't. I got a 13. That's only a normal insight check.
He's not a hard man to read.
Yeah.
And as far as you can tell, he's not telling you any lies.
But he's probably omitting some truths. Got it. Yeah, if you guys know everything else, I mean, I think we should probably find and talk to Jacques.
And you said he would be here in 1 hour?
1, 2, maybe 3 if errands are running long. If the town's in as much a huff as you are, then he might take longer.
Well, it's not a big town. Perhaps we can find him. What's I look like? My friend Juju. She's very good at drawing things.
I open my sketchbook.
He wouldn't be hard to spot. He's the tallest person in this town. Stands at about 6'5". And
Whoa.
he's on the paler end. And he'll motion to himself. Neither of us sees the light of day that often. Him a bit more than me, but the job keeps us busy.
Juju, did you get all of that?
Yes, I drew a very tall man. Didn't draw in his skin. And I think you did say he had very strong arms, so I gave him some muscles on his arms, but not on his legs.
Does he just look like Trogdor?
Human Trogdor, yeah. That's effectively what she just drew, is human Trogdor. The finer detail, you'll understand when you see him. What time is it? And he'll look at the wall. It's about 2 hours past midday. Usually he's at the market right now. So either you'll find him there or you'll find him on the way to the blacksmith.
We appreciate your time, Simon. Let's go find a tall, pale-skinned man with big arms. Shall we all?
Yeah.
Can we find Basil first? I'm worried that they haven't come back yet.
I will say it has been about an hour and a half. The perimeter fence of this area is rather wide. It goes outside the city borders. It goes down south and around. It encompasses the entire farmland. You asked Basil to check the entire fence for anything unusual. That's going to take a while.
Okay, Simon, if you see my mouse, tell them we went to the market or the blacksmith place.
He's going to take out a notebook. When you say mouse, does this mouse appear in front of you? Is it something that you can see?
Yeah, yes.
And you communicate with this mouse?
Yes.
Yes, that's just in the background, nodding.
Through my mind, they can speak to me in my mind.
Jasnah, he's going to turn to you.
Hmm.
And you're sure you don't want this one taken care of?
I'll check in tomorrow. She's handy in a fight.
Whatever you say. And he'll begin unlocking the door again. Actually, he never even let you guys in. He's just been having this conversation, door cracked open the whole time, and you only see the notebook a little bit through the door crack. You've got to get back to work. And just before he says that, you can hear some people stirring upstairs, and you hear some thumping against the floors. And he's gonna just close the door, and you'll hear chunk, 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 grump.
Thanks for your time.
He's nice.
No, he gives me the creeps. And he
I
doesn't
hate
like
small
me.
towns. I hate small towns. They're so weird. Okay, let's go find the stall man.
Make your way back into town. As you make your way onto the east side towards the marketplace, people are out and about. The town is kind of in a mild anxiety. People are talking and chattering and gossiping. You'll hear mention of a couple of the missing people. You'll hear mention of Frank, who you had saved the previous night. At least I'm pretty sure his name was Frank. Otherwise, I'm just completely mind farting there.
I think his name was Frank, yeah.
His name was Frank.
And then, as you're making your way just past the bridge, lo and behold, you will see a very, very tall man. Pale skin, short cropped black hair, tied into a bun in the back. He's wearing simple clothing. It is a dull gray color. Not much about it that's stand out.
Juju. Hey, Juju.
Yeah.
Does that match your picture?
I open up my book.
I mean, your picture, from what you described, you drew human Trogdor. Just very big arms, tall, very tiny legs. I'm imagining like stick figure legs.
Yeah, like Skip's leg day kind of legs.
I will say he does not perfectly match your drawing. He does not have stickman legs. He's not by any means, the thickest guy around, but he's got muscle density on him. That includes his legs.
Well, I think this is the closest that we've gotten from Simon. He is very tall. I haven't seen anyone as tall as him before. We could just ask, be like, hey, Jacques.
Juju, I think that you are the person for us today. You should go ask him. Hey, Jacques. Just like that.
Hi, are you Jacques?
And as Farwin just runs up waving and yelling, the man will his head will kind of flick around and like look for somebody and then look down towards you.
I'm 5'5". I'm not that short.
Still, it's an eyeline thing. 6'5", 5'5". Still gotta look down every time.
Yeah. Hi.
And he'll just...
My name's Farwin. We were looking for you because we went to talk to Simon, and then we were... so we're investigating the Ghoul tax issue, which you may or may not have heard about yet, because Simon said that you guys kind of stay up in there. But anyway, so we're investigating that. When we were looking at it, we found something a little weird, and he said that you were the guy that doesn't even matter. So we wanted to come talk to you, and you're Jacques, right?
Oh my god.
He's just gonna kind of stare down at you in like a bit of mild disbelief. And then he'll just say, and he'll put his hand on his chest, I'm Jacques.
Hi. I'm Farwin, and I will also put a hand on my chest.
The rest of the shorty squad rolls up. I don't know how tall Jasnah is, but I feel like we're all just really small.
Jasnah's 5'11".
So not too much smaller than him. As you all roll up, he is kind of taken aback by all of you kind of walking up and speaking to him. He's not really used to that. And I'll just, what can I do for you?
Yeah, sorry to bug you. We were talking to Simon. We're investigating. I'll try to talk slower. We're investigating the Ghoul attacks from yesterday, which I don't know if you heard about. And we were talking to Simon. And he said you were his assistant. We were wondering if we could ask you a few questions.
He'll blink a few times and just look around again. Yeah, you questions, yes.
Great. So, question. What do we actually want to ask him? Yeah. So, we were looking at the mound because ghouls, as you know, are not dead. So, obviously, we wanted to see if they had come from there, and we saw that there was some disturbed dirt. Do you know anything about that? Was anyone buried there recently?
No digging within a year.
I'll insight check that.
As will I.
I specifically would like to listen to his heartbeat to see if it speeds up at that question.
Oh shit.
Okay.
$18.
16 plus 4 is 20.
Okay, with an 18 and a 20. Farwin, he just seems kind of uncomfortable, and you don't know why he You don't know why he seems uncomfortable.
Can't imagine why anyone would be
And-
uncomfortable talking.
Vesper, what you notice is that his heartbeat is just elevated in general. It didn't pick up in rate at the question, it's just beating kind of fast. Just keep kind of staring at you guys and looking around a bit.
Yeah, because, well, like I said, we found, fresh dirt in the mound, which shouldn't happen. You guys are right next to there. Would you have noticed if somebody was digging in it?
Again, he'll take a pause and just, the walls are thick, and we keep the windows closed.
Did they even have windows?
They do. They have windows.
They do.
You notice that the windows, usually the ones on the bottom floor, had curtains drawn, and the ones on top were either shuttered or barred.
Got it.
Jacques, are the patients in the sanatorium well taken care of? Do they usually improve in their condition?
We do our best. They're not always helpable. Just keep them out of the way so they don't hurt anybody.
But they're all alive, right?
Yes. He won't hesitate at that one.
Yeah, I wanted to maybe insight check. Was anyone feeling wiggy about that last one?
Always.
Yeah, 21. With the canter of how he generally speaks, the immediate response of yes does strike you as a bit odd.
And what he had said, like just before the answer to my question, that seemed on the level.
And yeah, I mean, like it looks like he genuinely believes what he's saying. It's just that the immediate answer, just out of place.
Now, Jacques, I will have you know, we are sanctioned by the Protectorate and Helena to conduct this investigation. So, if you are in possession of knowledge that can help with said investigation, it would behoove you to be forthright with us. And I think I want to try a little bit of intimidation check with that.
Okay, please make it. $15. A little bead of sweat just kind of drops down his forehead. I didn't do anything wrong if you're asking.
Jack, no one is blind. No one even said that you did anything wrong. You brought that up. I'm asking if there's information that will be pertinent to this investigation. You should probably tell us about it. Help us, and we will help you. That's a promise.
I have to go back to work, and he's gonna start beginning to walk down the street.
I will cast Charm Person
Oh, shit.
at 2nd level. Which I don't know if that does anything. Oh, I can target one additional person. Well, I will target him.
Okay. What's your spell save DC?
14. And it's a wisdom save.
Yeah, I just reading what the spell does exactly. Yeah, he will stop in his. I mean, the way that it's worded, I don't think he wouldn't stop in his tracks. You have charmed him. I will say you feel the spell take effect, but he does not stop walking immediately.
Friend, wait. We just need your help.
At that, he'll stop walking, and he'll turn around. I don't know how I can help. I don't know too much.
It's okay. Just tell us what you do now.
There was a woman, Vivian, who wanted to check in Restin, but because he's not been in town too many days, he never got checked in.
What does Reston have to do with any of this? And who's Vivian?
Vivian is older woman, his mother-in-law, I think. She thinks he's a danger to her daughter.
Uh-oh.
I want to whisper to Vesper. Vesper, ask him why he didn't want to tell us that in the first place.
I'll walk up to him. And I'll reach for where I think his hand is and go down and find his hand. Friend, and I'll hold his hand. Why did you not want to tell us that? You can trust us.
Simon says I'm not supposed to talk about the patients for confidentiality reasons.
Well, that's very fair. I understand that. So where is Reston? If he's a danger, we should find him, right?
I don't know where he is. No, nobody knows where he is right now. The last anyone saw him was yesterday afternoon. He was walking along the river, and people just lost sight of him.
Do you know which way he was going?
He was going southwest, I think. No, southeast, and he'll point. I'm not good with directions.
What do you think of Reston?
I don't know him good.
You know him gooder than we do.
I've seen him. He don't take good care of himself, but that's about all.
Doc, why does a town of this size need a sanitarium?
When people don't feel good up here, they might hurt themselves or someone else, and that's not good for people.
Are there other towns of this size that have sanitarium?
I don't know. I grew up here.
Oh, okay. Have you always had one?
Not always, no.
Has it been busier than usual too?
The past year or two, yeah.
Will you get in trouble for telling us this?
He starts sweating again a little bit. Yes.
We won't tell anybody you told us. It will be our secret, okay? And you won't get in trouble.
I don't like secrets.
Well, you can tell whoever you want, but we won't tell anybody.
I think you've been very helpful, and I think you've been very forthright. So, we're not going to say anything that'll get you in trouble. I apologize for the discomfort.
Here, you know what? And I will druidcraft him some flowers, like a tiny little bouquet of like daisies and dandelions, and give it to him. Here you go.
He'll just hold it in his hand. It looks very, very small in his hand. Thank you.
I also want to give him my drawing of him.
So you take a page out of your book and you just hand it to him, and he goes, I'm confused.
That's what Simon said you look like.
Kind of like his brow will furrow a little bit. My legs aren't that small.
Yeah, I see that now. I'll make a better sketch.
I'm sorry. I do have to go back to work. And he'll again begin walking away.
If you see my mouse, tell them to come find me.
He'll just kind of like mouth, like he won't no words. He'll just kind of like look like he wants to make words, but not have the ones he wants, and just keep going and turn around.
Okay, that feels a little fucked up. I don't feel good.
Why? He was
That
kind
does-
of dumb.
Well, hey, come on. Come on.
But
Also-
you dug a grave.
That's not the point, okay? The point is that I was mean to a skeleton for like 5 seconds. Okay, this is a person with his own ideals and his own dreams and stuff.
I gave him flowers.
I mean, sure, but what was that? Did you get in his head or something? You did a thing. There was like witchcraft or something.
We're friends. Can't the girl have friends?
Did he have a choice?
No?
Yeah, that felt kind of icky, okay, to be honest. Also, I didn't know that the guy was breaking HIPAA laws. That's really bad. Okay.
Jeez.
Maybe let's try to not do that too much. Perhaps we should go check out this river. He said he was heading southeast, resting, and I mean, he was sweating about that, so I don't
Yeah,
like the way we got it, but let's go and use it.
it was
Um,
helpful.
What do you think, Farman? What do you think, Juju?
I still think it's really weird that there's a sanitarium here. I mean, like I said, I haven't met too many people, but it's weird that they need one in a town this small. Jacques seems nice, like a nice guy, though. I mean, maybe he's in some trouble or something. I don't know. I think we should really look for Reston. I mean, he could potentially be in trouble. He could be dangerous. He could be causing trouble. I don't know.
He could be running away because his weird mother-in-law wants to take him to the Sanitarium. And the Sanitarium is evil and horrible, and he knows all about it.
Okay, no. You two, first off, there's no stigma with getting little help for yourself. Mental health is an important thing, and we don't know the state of Sanitarium. So, let's not jump to conclusions. Okay?
I don't think the Sanitarium is bad. I think Simon is evil.
He kind of seems pretty boring. I mean, you see one small town, Balushk, and you know every single small town Balushk.
Do you think he's a mad scientist?
Yes!
He didn't seem very mad, though.
A boring scientist?
That's more like it.
A spooky scientist.
He put the body there because he was experimenting on corpses.
Do you think he was gonna try to take Frank so he can make Frankenstein?
What if he wanted me to stay because he wanted to experiment on me?
Are you
This
just
is
yelling this in the
spooky.
middle of this like crowded market?
Yes, you are. And people are looking at you very weird. Like, even after all the town's goings on last night, you're drawing attention.
Official protectorate business.
Has anybody seen my mouse?
Okay, it
Shouldn't
is all-
you know where your mouse is?
It has
I
been.
do a perception check to look for mice. Nat
Make
20.
perception check.
Show me the mice.
Okay. So, I will say it's been just over 2 hours now. And as you are saying this, show me the mice, and you're looking around, you actually do see a mouse running down the street.
I point at it.
Ironically enough. And as you pointed out, and it comes a little bit closer, Vesper, your connection to Basil does reconnect.
Basil, what did you see?
Basil will get up to you and just start squeaking at you. And inside your mind, the gist of what you will get is that there was nothing weird about the fence, but there were some heavy footprints by the river.
Going which way, Basil?
And Basil will just kind of get up on your shoulder and stand pointing their head towards the east side of town.
Basil is confirming. We need to go east.
Okay.
Well done, Devil Mouse. You've proven yourself useful.
Okay.
I trust this mouse implicitly.
No, you should. They're not the devil. Do you trust me? If you trust me, you can trust my
No.
mouse.
Not even a little, honestly.
Okay.
Do you trust me?
Yes.
Jury's still out, honestly. You're a nice boy, though.
Farwin starts pouting.
I trust you, Farwin. I don't know why Jasnah cannot trust me. But if you can trust me,
Because you're suspicious.
I have a mouse and we are friends.
You also made a friend back there that didn't want to be a friend by getting in his head.
Okay.
You also threatened to burn down the town.
You did say that as well.
One time. My gosh.
That's a good point. Is that a good point? Juju, have you ever burned down a town?
No.
When was the last time you burned down a town?
Never.
No, I that was a question for Juju. Farwin's like interrogator.
I have never burned down a town.
That's exactly what a town burner would say.
What? Wait, let's just start walking. Like, we're being ridiculous.
She's avoiding the question.
I'm not avoiding the question.
And I imagine this is now Juju. You're huffing off towards the east end of town
Yeah,
and the river. Everybody's
my
just kind of
hooves are
following
clanking.
along as well.
I, for one, actually appreciate her candor. I thought it was a whole shtick, but no, that's actually who she is. It's insane, but I like it.
Juju, that she's never burned down a town? We could frame her.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
Oh, and then you ask why I don't trust you. Okay, come on. Let's go find these footprints that your devil mouse found.
Okay. You guys are able to walk down to the riverside and follow it along. The fence obviously does not go up to the river, as it is not quite so well crafted around that area. It's under the assumption that the river is harder to get through and along. And you make your way down there, and Basil does lead you to a set of footprints. And without even an investigation check, you are able to recognize that these imprints are deep and heavy, much like those the ghouls left when they made their imprints in the ground.
Are the prints like bare feet or like a pair of black Air Jordans?
The most prominent set of footprints there, bare feet.
This is bad.
What do you see?
I just point at the bare feet prints.
Those are some spooky feet.
About
like-
if we had to give a size to these feet, about how big?
If we're going by like modern foot size, I would
Ancient foot
say. Swear to God, U.S. shoe size. It would be like a men's 12. Like
Respectable.
not a small footprint at all.
And is it just one like individual set of prints, or do they continue off in is this in like silt? Is it in the reeds next to the river, or like clay and earth?
It's a little bit of clay. It's softer clay because it's by the river, and like there seems to have been rain the past couple days before you guys had all convened, and it left the riverbank a little bit softer. There is one very prominent set of footprints that leads along and then away from the river after a little bit. But I would like survival checks from everybody who is looking at the footprints.
Yeah, for sure. Would anyone prefer to like get help on the survival check, or do you just want to like roll our individual survival checks?
If helping requires me not to roll, that would be great.
I would say you can either all roll individually or one of you can roll at advantage.
I have +4 to survival. Does anyone have better?
Nope, it's you, bud. Basil will help you, though.
I will accept the help of the devil mouse.
Okay, 17. Not
Mhm.
bad. As you're looking at the footprints, there are 3 things that you notice. One, the direction and gait of it. These footprints are widespread, which, given how the ghouls moved last night, makes a lot of sense. They're fast. And when they get to moving at their full speed, the footprint, from one footprint to another, it's maybe about 8 feet. It looks like they bound through the ground. Secondly, even though they are deep because that's just how they looked, on one of them, you find an indiscrepancy. You find that it's kind of smudged at the toe, and that there are 2 imprints where a big toe would go. So either something has made this trip a couple of times in these exact steps, or multiple things took these exact steps.
And it's
And
very...
3,
Sorry, go ahead.
third thing you notice is a smaller pair of footprints, not quite deeply as imprinted, following along the same path. Still barefoot, but not nearly as large or spread apart.
And when we say these smaller footprints, does it look like someone that is walking, or someone that is being dragged?
Walking.
Walking.
Average humanoid walking.
And all leading away from town out east on this river.
Yeah, they go southeast for a bit, and then they divert and go south-southeast.
Well, someone a bit more normal sized has been following this trail as well as something that's probably going to be undead and a ghoul. Everyone, we need to be on our guard, but I think we're finding something soon.
Okay. Do you all follow the footprints?
Yeah. Jasnah, do you think we should follow them?
I mean, I want 20 gold, so yes.
Should we also walk on top of the footprints?
So that we may hide our numbers. I mean, I don't know. What?
Do
I'll
our
be honest,
footprints
it's not.
make a mark?
That's a good question. Do we make marks on this soil?
If you look down, you do make imprints in the soil.
Why don't we walk in the footprints? Maybe they'll be less noticeable. I think that's a very good idea, Juju.
Thanks.
So I would like a marching order. If you are all following in the footsteps.
I'll go.
Which, mind you, I will say, you are not able to follow exactly in them as they are wider apart than you are able to physically step.
Yeah.
I was thinking the humanoid ones. If we could.
Oh, the
follow
humanoid
those.
ones, yes, you are able to follow in.
But also, we might realize that we were being carried the entire time. Sorry, that was a Catholic joke. My bad.
Hate that I understand it. I hate people.
Let me go first, and you follow in my footsteps.
Okay. So we have Vesper going first. Who's going second?
I'll go
I
second.
think Yeah.
Okay, Farwin is second. Third.
Juju, I think you should go third because I don't want you being attacked suddenly from behind, so I can watch our rear.
Okay.
All right, and then last is Jasnah.
Yes, and should we try to approach this quietly? Apologies, I'm not the most quiet, but I will try my best.
I can make us quiet again.
I would like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace using my Earth Genasi ability.
Okay. You will continue on, and I would like everybody to make a stealth check. Plus 10.
Mine will be a disadvantage because I am in half plate.
Half plate, half plate, half plate. Son,
Holy shit!
that's really not bad
Nice.
for disadvantage. A 30 at disadvantage? Jesus Christ.
28 for me.
19.
17.
So this, the stealthiest one of you is wearing the heaviest armor. That's hilarious.
I must protect this artist at all costs. There's something weird, and I must learn more about her.
You all continue along. The footprints lead further and further south. They wind a bit, and you get into a wooded area. The trees get dense, and the woods are darker than just the open air, the leaves covering most of the sunlight. You're able to keep track of the footprints quite well, though, especially the ghouls. Those ones are easy to spot. It's not very far, maybe a 30-minute walk. At the end of 30 minutes, you do find yourselves reaching a rocky hill, and right in front of it, there is a large, gnarled tree. Fall has begun, so leaves are falling here and there. The forest floor littered and scattered with leaves, branches, twigs, etc. The sounds of wildlife all around you. And as you exit out through the brush, get myself here. Make sure I have dynamic lighting off for this one because it is broken.
Lag City.
Linda, did you roll double ones on your stealth?
Yup.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh no.
She was humming.
I was just thinking it might have been the hooves. Would have been kind of self-conscious about them.
Clip, clop, clip, clop.
All right, can everybody see?
Yes.
You all find yourselves
Yes.
at a rocky hill, the gnarled tree to your left. And as you're entering out through the brush, 50 feet in front of you, the entrance to a cave with footsteps you can see, as I've handily put them on the map, lead directly into the cave until they cease as the stone floor of the cave masks them.
Okay. None of you can see in the dark, right?
It sounds very accusatory when you say it that way.
We're whispering now. No, I just want to make sure. Because I can. Well, Basil can see in the dark. So. They'll know if there's something in there. and where they are. But it's dark in there. Are we sure we should go in there? I mean, we should kill whatever's doing this, probably, but...
Since we're approaching a cave, Farwin is going to cast Armor of Agathis on himself at level 2.
Okay. So as you pulse out magic from your body again, the frosty armor pulls off of you and a cold air drifts down, leaving a mist.
Yep.
Should we go in, or should we wait for them to come out?
We should go in.
We should go in.
Do you want me to send Basil in to scout?
I mean, why don't you send him a little bit ahead of us, but we follow up in case Basil needs backup.
I mean, if Basil gets hurt, they'll just come back in a little bit.
You're very blasé about that, and I don't know what that says about you.
Well, I'm worried about Basil, so I think I want to go in.
Okay.
Indeed. Juju?
Yeah. We can go in. Even it's a little scary.
Okay.
I will send Basil in and put a hand on Farwin's shoulder.
Alright, who is entering the cave first?
Basil.
That is
Slash.
not Basil.
I am seeing through Basil's eyes.
Okay. How far ahead of you is Basil going to be?
120 feet. I believe. Or 100.
I believe the range is 100.
100.
I guess
So
I'm
just-
going to be sort of in second place, I guess. Like me and Vesper.
Alright, I'm gonna get you all to the mouth of the cave here. And then tell you what you see. So Vesper, as you send Basil out into the cave, Basil will see that this cave is wide. This is a larger cave. And Basil actually... Let me check the range on mouse move.
Dark vision to 30 feet.
So Basil cannot see the walls of this cave after the mouth opens up until about 70 feet into the cave, when there's a wall that Basil can see to the northeast. Or rather, you guys came from the north, so this would be southwest. There are rocky structures all over, strewn rocks about the cave. Basil will go a little bit further in, and about 100 feet is just a little bit too far. Basil can't see too much until you guys enter the cave yourselves.
There's nothing within 130 feet.
That's good, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of feet.
I guess we proceed as quietly as possible and see what we find.
Okay. You guys enter the cave. And as you walk in, it is pitch dark. Immediately, as soon as anyone who is not Vesper enters the cave, more than 20 feet, you are almost unable to see. It is that dark. The sun is in its mid to late afternoon phase, so it's not shining too much light in here. It only reaches about 15 feet into the cave. Dim light for another 5 to 10 feet, and then nothing. Checking around, how far do you all go into the cave?
I mean, I'm following
Yeah, I mean,
as
I
closely as
think we
possible. Yeah.
just kind of go through the entrance, right?
Yep. So at about... So I'll move you guys here. At this point, as soon as you are past the entrance, Farwin and Vesper, you are both in near complete darkness. Juju and Jasnah, you guys are having a hard time even seeing them unless you get like right up next to them.
Yeah, I think we should stay together. So, Juju, do you want to stay with them? And I'll like
Yeah.
reach for Juju's hand and like move towards them.
I want to keep holding onto Jasnah's hand.
You are absolutely able to do that. And then within 130 feet now, as you are at the closest part of the darkness, you send Basil out a bit further, and you see a makeshift cot. Just a very minimal pile of blankets and a pillow on the ground of the cave, just over here.
There's somebody sleeping here. There's a cot. In the south direction ish that Basil can see.
A cot in here?
Yeah.
Hey, it's small towns.
Resting! He's resting in here!
Got him.
He's pretty cool.
Damn.
I will send Basil out further and have them come back to, like, just go until you find somebody and then come back to me.
Okay. Basil will run out and you lose connection to vision. About a minute passes. 2 minutes pass.
There is nobody in this cave.
And at the end of 2 minutes, Basil will come back. Not from the same direction. Basil will come back from around this way. And as soon as Basil is within 100 feet of you, you will, in your head, hear person, person, person.
Okay, there is somebody here. Where?
Back.
They're at the very back of the cave, though. A bit away, but if we're quick, we can sneak up on them still. I think my spell will last that long.
Do we need to sneak up on a person? Is it just a normal person?
We should still be careful, I think.
That's a good point.
But Helena did say to bring them back alive. And we might not get paid if we don't.
Okay, then I say let's proceed quietly, carefully, observe, and act accordingly.
You all enter the cave. And as you continue in, I will say, once you make it another 30 feet into the cave, anybody who is not Vesper, You cannot see anything currently. Like, this is... You can't even see your own hand in front of your face.
You can hold on to my hand, it's okay.
Does anyone, not that we should do it yet, does anyone have a torch or maybe some way to cast, to shed some light?
Doesn't prestidigitation, doesn't that make a light? No? Oh.
No.
Not really, no.
Light spell does.
My sword emanates a little light when I call the stupid thing out.
How much light does your sword let out?
I think it's only like 5 feet.
Let me check here.
Or I might just be misremembering the way that you described it last time.
Yeah, when it appears out of like a misty light, but once it's like appeared, I don't believe it sheds any light unless the ability lists that it sheds off any amount of light. That's just like the flavor of it appearing.
Okay, then yeah, no light.
I have some paper that I could light on fire, if that would help you.
Oh, we have torches if we actually need to do.
Do we actually have torch?
I have candles, apparently.
I would
Hell yeah.
I would say that, like, if nobody else, Jasnah would at least have a torch.
Yeah, with the adventurers pack.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot you had an adventurers pack. You have 5 torches on you.
I mean, yeah, don't you all? You adventured, you camp out, you have lights, right? Like supplies, python stands.
I have candles.
Yeah, those are good.
I have naps.
I
That's
don't need
just-
to see in the dark.
Okay, but everyone should have like alternate sources of light. Dry socks, an extra pair of underwear, water skins. You know, anyone? Okay, we're seriously going to have a conversation about preparation when you're out on the road. Okay.
I don't need fire. I don't need to see in the dark.
I have
Anyway,
water skin.
There you go.
Very good.
I stay hydrated.
I will say you have been having this conversation for about a minute now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, because you rolled double natural ones, Juju, on your stealth check
Oh
earlier,
no.
when you said, I have candles, you didn't really keep your tone in check. And
Oh.
your inflection when you said candles, your volume was a little bit louder than you anticipated, and you hear the sound bounce off a wall. Nothing. Immediately.
We should move.
And quietly.
I just nod.
Okay. Are you taking the left path or the right path that Basil came back from?
Since I can't see, I'm really up to Vesper's machinations.
We should go left, I think.
I agree.
Okay. With that, and if nobody's putting on a light source of any kind,
Not at this time.
right? Vesper, you lead everybody up the northwest path. or I should say southeast directions. As you make your way up, there's a cold sound of a drip as water falls from a stalactite. The cave is quiet. Occasionally, the shifting of your feet, your own breath in the air. The quiet is chilling. You keep making your way through the cave. Vesper, you now know, from what Basil has told you, you are about 115 feet away from the back of the cave.
I'm gonna send Basil about 30 feet ahead of me, us, so they can still see us, and see another 30 feet ahead. And just keep going that way. So in theory, I have 60 feet of vision.
You move forward, Basil in front of you. And as you move about to this point, a little bit further actually, to there, from Basil's eyes, you can see what looks like a wrecked workbench and a strewn cabinet, papers on the floor. There seem to be crates on the ground. And Basil, in your head, is just going to say, "Gone. Gone. Where?"
The person was here, now they're not.
I would like for Vesper to make a perception check. Not through Basil. And I would like all of you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh.
That's not good. 12.
Oh
10.
boy. 10.
4.
Okay. Vesper, you're focused on Basil's vision and the word "gone" flashing in your head. The rest of you, I will ask, has anybody lit a torch at this point?
No.
I need to roll for this. From behind you, Juju, does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
From behind you, Juju, you are going to feel a big, heavy-set hand grab onto your shoulder and begin lifting you off the ground. You are going to take... It's not good for you. You're going to take 11 bludgeoning damage as
Ew.
this hand clenches onto you, and you are going to be lifted about 3 feet off the ground. And you are just going to hear, "Don't interrupt me. I'm not finished." And as it is 11:15, that is where we're going to end for the night.
Oh, no.
Rule lawyering, it's 11:14.
Oh, don't you?
So we can keep going.
Yeah, for one more minute.
Well, we have to do a whole round then.
I'm
We wouldn't
just
do a
screaming.
whole round. What I will say is, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative for next week before we end tonight.
Sure.
What was yours again, Vesper?
23.
23? Okay. So it's 5, 12, 12, 23. We will pick up from this next week on Wednesday as Juju is held aloft by a individual that currently none of you can physically see.
Oh no, spooky.
I mean, you can't kill off Juju because then Linda's got to do, a whole.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, do not kill off my character. I will have to animate another character for 20 hours.
Okay. Yeah, listen, I am at the mercy of my dice at the moment. My intention is never to automatically kill all of you. But
Cool.
you guys walked into a pitch black cave without any light source, and that double natural one did not help you.
No.
Nope. Alright, say goodbye to stream so I can say goodbye to stream.
Yes.
Bye, stream while we shitpost.
The night
Yep.
stream.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll pick up again next week on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you're watching on YouTube after the fact, catch us live. We stream Wednesday at 8 p.m.
And thanks for watching.
YouTube words.
Wow.
Insert.
Like and subscribe.
You guys
No, we don't.
basically
No,
did
we
my
don't do
job.
that one.
Oh boy. Thanks, stream.
Alright, goodbye, stream. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.